In this video, I climbed to the top of the chasm using the out of bounds bug that I talked about in the last video. And this was a hard task because I had to go over countless pits. So without further ado, here's me reaching the max height in Chasm using bugs. So to begin my ascent to the top of the chasm, since there's an invisible wall that blocks you from progressing further outside of the normal area in order to get to the top, I gotta find a way outside of the map. Thankfully, I already found a method, the party swap method. As I detailed in my last video, all that I have to find is a sloped ledge going up against a straight overhang. And just as I hoped for, there is a perfect example right here on the map. So after I clipped out of the map, I started my climb. And I gotta say that this climb was enormous. It was at least 3 Eiffel Towers tall. So it was going to take a while to climb to the top of. And that meant no mistakes. If I made a mistake, that means I had to start from the scratch. And that's gonna take a while because this footage is literally 30 minutes long. But most worryingly, whenever you're outside of bounds, sometimes the terrain unloads and you fall back in bounds. So I also had to be on my feet for if the terrain ever unloaded on me. So with all this on the table, I was really worried when I was starting my climb up to the top of the chasm. But it was pretty easy when I first started. That was until I had to circumnavigate this protrusion of rock coming out of this column that I was barely able to go around the side of. And after I made it around the side, I felt so fine. But it's really hard because I have to constantly look around for some ledge to land on. And if I wasn't as lucky as I was, I wouldn't have been able to make it because without these ledges, I can't regain stamina. So thankfully, I found the perfect route and I was able to regain all my stamina. I never ran out of stamina. But I have to say, looking at the chasm outside of bounds really just shows the scope of this area. Like when you're inside of the chasm, you do not think how big this is. But when you look outside, it's like enormous. You can also see the moon, but who wants to see the moon in an underground section? Like, let's be real. But anyways, after a while, I finally reached the peak of the chasm and I was unable to progress further up this part because it was, but I made a wind current, so I reached the highest height that I could achieve. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Another upload tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.